second negative speaker. The affirmative side advocates that the President's recent Executive Amnesty order should be passed. However, by no means would doing so be beneficial for our country. Our opponent's first claim was that the Executive Amnesty order will positively affect the country's labor force. However, on the contrary, Americans cannot obtain these jobs because the illegal immigrants have acquired them already. For example, according to the Federation for American Immigration Reform, the illegal immigrants have already taken approximately 1.9 million jobs, and that's just in California alone. Moreover, according to the staff writer from the Tampa Bay Times states that a ratio of 3 to 1 is basically 3 people to every 1 job that's seeking a job. So we can see basically that there's not enough resources or jobs available for the amount of people searching for employment as it is. And with that, the employment rates will rise. In addition, the majority of people are actually against the Executive Amnesty order. For instance, according to a recent study conducted by the Quinnipiac University on March 5th, voters oppose 55 to 40% Obama's executive order allowing some undocumented immigrants to remain in the U.S., and that the president exceeded his authority with this order, and the voter states about 51 to 41%. If the majority of the people already don't agree with this order, what makes you think that they will comply with it if it were to actually be passed? If this were to be legalized, it would encourage others to bypass a policy and immigrate so that they can get the same rewards. For instance, according to the Director of Research, Center for Migration Studies, Joseph Chammy, states, granting amnesty to illegal aliens rewards unlawful behavior and encourages others, especially family and community members, to sneak into the country in hopes of a future amnesty, which often happens not too long after the initial amnesty is granted. If this were to actually be legalized, as the affirmative side would like, we would further overpopulate our country. For instance, according to the Director of Research, Center for Migration Studies, again, Joseph Chammy, he speaks about how granting amnesty increases the size of a nation's population, thereby negatively impacting its environment altogether. And according to the actual world, from the Worldometer, the United States' current approximate population is 325 million people right now. Moreover, according to an article from laws.com, if the immigrants are from an underdeveloped nation where food is scarce and water is scanty, they will seek out residents in an area more suited to provide health and prosperity. Overpopulation proposes many different problems such as higher risk of contracting diseases, lack of food and resources, threatened water supply, poverty, climate change, and crime. Immigrants hoping to escape from the overpopulation existing in their nation of origin are merely contributing to a potential overpopulation in their new country of residence. So therefore, if unlawful immigrants continue to migrate into America, causing overpopulation, it will in fact contribute to the already detrimental environment problems. This essentially emphasizes that if illegal immigrants are not heavily regulated, our country's population and environment will continue to cultivate and worsen. In addition, if this is to actually be legalized, it would be way too costly for our nation. According to the Director of Research, again, from the Center for Migration Studies, Joseph Chammy, he speaks about how it will be costly to taxpayers to grant amnesty to illegal aliens, especially with regard to providing education, healthcare, and welfare, and social services. Additionally, according to the judicialwatch.org, they actually state that immigrant households with children have the highest welfare use rates are Arizona at 62%, Texas, California, New York with 61%, and Pennsylvania at 59%. The social services they actually use would be the Supplemental Security Income, SSI, temporary assistance for needy families, a nutritional program known as Women's Infants and Children, food stamps, free reduced school lunch, public housing, and health insurance for the poor. also known as Medicaid. Food assistance and Medicaid are the programs most commonly used by illegal immigrants, mainly on behalf of their American-born children who get automatic citizenship. If the illegal immigrants cannot get a job right away due to the high job demand, they will then have to remain on or sign up for welfare, thus not paying any taxes and not contributing to these services. Rather, they are just reaping the benefits. Thank you.